Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. And tonight we have made it back to Monday, guys. Listen, I hope everybody's had a great weekend. We are approaching the last week of June. And listen, guys, this week is going to be sweltering hot. Yes, Lord. It's going to be 95 to at least 102 this week, every day. Okay? There is no breaks. There is no rain. In fact, I don't think it's going to rain until probably another week from now. So if y'all got things to do, I'd advise everybody, please stay in the cool as much as you can because it's going to be a scorcher all this week. But tonight, I want to go over some things that's been going in the hotline. And guess what? One of the things that we're going to talk about tonight is this new war that just broke out with Iran and the U.S. Believe it or not, the United States in the last day or two bombed three of their military divisions. And now Iran has just retaliated back to the United States, honey. And Donald Trump is not looking too good with this decision. A lot of MAGA people are having problems with it, and a lot of people are upset. Also, we're going to take a look about how the Latinos are feeling right now. We have one lady that is upset, and this is going to be on the Roland Martin show, because she actually cast her vote for Donald Trump, and one of her family members got detained and got sent back with the ICE, the ICE people that are taking people off the street and sending them back to wherever they, I guess, come from. Well, guess what? Now she's affected and she's not happy. So it's a lot of people not happy right now, as you can see from the Latino side, even from the MAGA Republican side. It's not looking too good. But right now we're going to go ahead and get into the Don Lemon show. And Don Lemon is going to break down some of the MAGA people that are upset. Tucker Carlson is one. Of course, you got I think it was, what was her name? Oh, yes. I done had a little brain freeze. Hold on. Candace Owens. She's going to be on here too. Now, I showed y'all Candace Owens about a month or two ago, how she felt about it. But she's still talking trash about Donald Trump. And these are people that are die-hard guys. These are not people that just decided to go for Trump like in the first few years. She was always diehard. I mean, she was diehard even back in 2016 when he ran the first time. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm going to break this video down once it's complete. And then once it's over, I'll let you know how I feel about this whole situation with MAGA.
So traveling, I'll tell you later what's going on. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Okay, so yesterday, we had a variety of things. Today, kind of a variety, but we're going to talk about the MAGA folks fighting. The girls are fighting, the guys are fighting, however you want to qualify it, they're all fighting this morning. Let's put up the New York Times article. Here it is. We touched on it a little bit yesterday, but not nearly enough because more people have come out. There's more fighting. Trump's base in uproar over his openness to joining Iran fight. Now, that is a little bit of a tabloid headline, but that is from the New York Times. So when the New York Times is saying they're in an uproar, they're in an uproar. That some shit is going down, and it is going down in some of the most vocal and biggest names in the Trump glazing arena. Some of the biggest names are going against Donald Trump, calling him out and saying, man, you're off on this one. Now, is he going to lose their support? I don't know. But on this one, it looks like it. And a lot of people you see Tucker Carlson up there. Tucker Carlson, wait till you show this interview. I know that some of you are like, oh my God, I can't stand to see Tucker Carlson, blah, blah, blah. You want to see this. And I'm going to play it for you. And I'm telling you, if you're off today, please make sure, grab your tea and sit down and watch what I'm about to show you. I'm trying to print something because I want to know where I'm going because there's so much. And watch what we talk about. Now, let's see where we should start on this good Thursday morning. Because as I said, look, there's a lot to talk about. So let's see where we should start on this good Thursday morning. Let's start. Why don't we start with, and also look, let's show the Hill. The Hill has a report as well that says Trump talk on joining Iran-Israel conflict unnerves lawmakers in both parties. Well, it's obvious that it's probably unnerving some Democrats, but to unnerve the people in his own party is really where the tea is right now, because that is what's happening. Okay, so we shall start with, if I can print my stuff, there we go. Let's start with Candace Owens, shall we? Now, I know how much you guys love you some Candace Owens, right? That's your girl. I'm kidding. Candace Owens is saying Donald Trump is all over the place. Now, you know, I've been saying that Donald Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't really have any influence. He wants to pretend that he does. And you're going to see reports about, it's me and him blustering and saying, I got to get back, from the G7. I got to whatever. I told them that they needed to come up with a deal. All of that stuff. I know Candace Owens. Oh, Lord. I know. But Candace Owens, again, like we said yesterday and the day before, a broken clock is right twice a day. We said that about Tucker Carlson. Now, Tucker Carlson gets into Ted Cruz's ass. It's good. And Candace Owens gets into Donald Trump's. Now, she is agreeing with me, I believe, here. She said Donald Trump is all over the place. He's saying, hey, let's do it. I'm for the war. I'm against the war. I said do this. I said do that. Here's Candace Owens.
So right now, the lack of consistency, it is stunning to watch Trump do this. He's all over the place right now on social media. I mean, he initially signaled right away that America had nothing to do with what happened in Iran, that America was not going to get involved, that he was negotiating peace. Then he signaled that he didn't have any idea that the attack was coming, but also that he did know that the attack was coming. And now he's tweeting we. He's literally using we to describe what is happening in Iran right now. Let's just take a look at some of these tweets. We now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran. Iran had good sky trackers and other defensive equipment and plenty of it, but it doesn't compare to American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff. Nobody does it better than the good old USA. Oh, well, hey, yeah, we've got our planes in the skies. Okay, American troops might die, but USA, 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 because our stuff is so good and good looking in the sky. The big bad American planes are in the sky. What does he think? We're stupid? And the people online that are trying to pretend that we are the ones betraying Trump for holding him accountable to his promises that he made to us when we voted for him, when we encouraged other people to vote for him. You're pretending that we're the ones that are problematic? This level of gaslighting that's taking place, you got Laura Loomer out there saying, screenshot every tweet that's against Donald Trump. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You better start capturing Donald Trump's tweets that are going out right now, because they seem pretty against Donald Trump's ideas of yesteryear. That's all I'm saying. Everything that he said.
She's saying that he's against his own self. I'm sorry, I had to interject. Because, it's true. He don't know what he's doing. 1 minute he says this and 1 minute he says that. So, yeah, it's like he can't be criticized, but he can be contradictory, though. That's the thing. And that's what she's saying. You need to screenshot his own tweets. Don't worry about us. We voted for one thing. He's doing something completely different, So, but anyway, we'll keep going.
And every bit of BS that he calling out the neocons, the people that...
Don, you're muted.
I told y'all the tea was hot. Thank you, Nikki. I told y'all the tea was hot. I know it's up, but you guys really want to. It's hot and it's spilling everywhere. That's Candace Owens saying, look, Donald Trump, get your shit together as it relates to Iran. That's what he's saying. That's what she's saying. That's what he's saying. That's what she would say about Mrs. Macron, but there you go. Anyways, that's what Candace Owens is saying. Donald Trump, get your shit together as it relates to Iran. Get on the same page. Have some consistency. Have a plan, which he does not. We know he has no plan. You already know that.
I use a pink.
And see, that's that's the thing. He has no plan. He's just fighting and doing whatever he thinks. He's on the whim. And that's what's making him look bad. Listen, guys, these people are die-hard Republicans, okay? Candace Owens, when I say she stood up for Donald Trump, anytime somebody attacked Donald Trump, she was ready to go toe-to-toe with anybody, whether they was on The View, talk shows, it didn't matter. Kind of like Omarosa from back in the day. It was the same thing until she got fired, of course. And then she saw the light, Now she's starting to see the light. Don't know why it took her that long to see the light, but now she does. Okay? And see, this is what I'm saying. It takes, I guess it just takes you to lose everything you got. Elon Musk was just getting into it with him last week or week before last. This is the guy that he hired, to make the government more efficient with Doge. So that's what I'm saying. He's all over the place. But anyway, let's keep going.
Pink salt trick because I was over 220 pounds and now I can't stop melting.
And so I think it's interesting to hear the right and his sycophants call him out. Now, is Candace Owens wrong? I don't know. No, I don't think that she's wrong on this. Isn't it a weird world where all of a sudden you find yourself like agreeing with Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson? This is where are we right now?
It's scary because, like I said, these people were diehard Republican. I'm sorry I have to keep interjecting, but these people have been diehard Republican this whole entire time up until now. So, it's not really a surprise, but then again, it is, because I would never think that they would admit that Donald Trump is not looking good. But let's go on to the next segment. I'm going to chime in on what Tucker is saying right now.
Cursed.
Pause.
And from my perspective...
Please. Now, I want you to keep in mind here. This is now you guys know that I am a Christian, okay? But we don't live in a theocracy. So for Ted Cruz to say some shit like this is really concerning, because Ted Cruz is basically saying that he is governing and operating as an elected official based upon his religion, which should not happen. Now, I know people think, like, when I say, all these wars it's about religion, they think that's too simplistic or whatever. But I think that that gets to the bottom of it. This is mostly about religion. This is about Muslims and Jews and Christians and all that. Like most of the wars that are fought in this world are about over religion, which is just shocking, because religion is supposed to be about what the doctrines or the tenets of religion is supposed to be about the best of us, all of us. Not about killing people and war. That's not what religion is supposed to be about. But for some reason, men and women or mankind can't seem to act on that. But for Ted Cruz to say that he is based most of what he believes in and how he is governing on the support of Israel should be shocking and stunning and disappointing and probably disqualifying. Here he is, continue.
I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the...
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker...
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on. Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this.
Thank you. Okay. This is so weird that I'm agreeing with Tucker Carlson. This is a Christian, and I'm away that throwing out like theology. We do not live in a theocracy. America is not supposed to be a theocracy. Ted Cruz, you're saying the quiet part out loud. That's not how we're supposed to be governing. You can be a believer. We're about freedom of religion. This country was not founded on as a Christian nation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And so for you, look, okay, you can have your values, but to say that I want to be on the blessing side, therefore, because of my beliefs, I must support Israel because of something the Bible said that was written in the Bible by men thousands of years ago, and you're basing your beliefs on what's happening in the present on something that is in the Bible, give me a break. I'm sorry. That may offend some of you as Christians and believers, but we should not be doing that. That is not what the government of the United States is based on. We have a separation of church and state, and it doesn't mean literally the land Israel. Thank you, Amanda CBM. And all of it, as I said, the Bible is based upon interpretation. The Bible is parables and it's mythology. It is not about factual references. And that's where we get it wrong. That's why there's so many issues in the world, because people take religious doctrine and they base it in fact, and they operate their government on it and their law and how they conduct themselves. Of course you should have values, but you cannot push those values onto a government and onto everyone else because they may not believe what you believe. That kind of magical thinking, it leads to magical thinking, and that leads to tyranny, says Kev Z247. Amen.
Well, let me chime in for a second. Now, you see Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz getting into it, and that's another thing. Now you're starting to see strife between people in the party. They're both Republican. They both are for Donald Trump. You got Candace Owens on one end, but now you got Tucker and Ted Cruz going at it against what they both believe. And, I'm going to say it like this. I do think that we are in the end times, and I do believe that the Bible does reference what's going to happen and what's going to take place. Now, to a degree, I do understand certain things about what people are interpreting. You know what I'm saying? So, that can be kind of, you really got to just believe and pray and ask God to reveal that to you on an individual level. You know what I'm saying? Because your interpretation may not be mine, and it may not be somebody else's. That's how I see it. So I agree with Don to a degree, not all the way, because I do think that, to me, that we should reference the Bible, for me. Now, I can only speak for me, as what we need to stand on. But now everything else, hey, that's something that, that's an individual basis, and that's between you and whoever you serve, so. But you see, again, the strife. This is what I'm talking about right here. They're getting into it. These are Republicans going at it. Ever since Elon got into it with Donald, you see all this feud happening all of a sudden. And that's the thing. Why now? Because now we're at war with Iran, and people are not happy, honey. So we're going to keep on going, and then we're going to chime in on the next subject. All right.
Keep going, please.
Commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But hold on, define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
So is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a democratic country that elected.
He's the prime minister.
Can we just pause, please? It's a country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now. So the Bible is looking forward to the country that was run by Benjamin Netanyahu. And remember, when the Bible was written, there was no America. So if you're going to be basing shit from the Bible on what should be happening in America, then you are way off. And so you're going to be basing shit on the Bible of where Israel is right now. That is magical thinking.
Hey guys, this is U.S. Senator John Ossoff.
All right, guys. So you see again that riff is they're still going at it on this religious front, and I'm starting to see more and more them going at it. They're going at each other's necks right on TV, guys. This is not even. They're not even hiding it. They're not even saying let's go on to the next subject or anything. They're really having it out right on camera. Okay, so it's crazy. It is crazy. So, but we're going to go ahead and switch gears right now and get into the last subject about ICE. I told y'all about 2 weeks ago, ICE is going out, snatching people off the street. If they look Latino, if they look Mexican, if they look like they're not from here, they're going out and they're getting people and sending them back to wherever they came from, whether it's Mexico or whatever. So this is a prime example of what some people are feeling. This is on the Roland Martin show, and I'm gonna let you see how this Latino lady is feeling right now. This is somebody who voted for Donald Trump. Let's just listen in on this story, and I'm gonna let you know my 2 cents about all of this.
Lord, I really get some of my best laughs these days when these whiny, crying ass Trump folk who are undocumented, when they get sit back somewhere else and they voted for Trump, I don't know what to do. A South Florida woman has now joined the group. She's regretting voting for Trump because her daddy got his ass snatched by ICE, and now he about to get deported. Roll her crying ass.
No one deserves to vote. Do something like this behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend the little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let his final memories be a build of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home.
My vote, again, is to deny the request for conditional medical release.
When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. My vote wasn't just a mistake. It was the ultimate betrayal of the very people that I come from. I feel like living in South Florida, surrounded by Republican voices, I was brainwashed into thinking I was one of them. I fell for the propaganda, the normalization of cruelty, and I believed the lies that gave me a false sense of security and belonging. I was convinced that voting for Trump was for the economy or against crime, when in reality I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and pushing policies that ultimately broke families apart. I regret my vote so deeply, and if I could go back and change it, I would. I'm reading, listening, learning, and unlearning everything that I thought I knew. And to anyone who is feeling the same regret as I am, I want you guys to know that there's still a way for us to move forward, but it starts with honesty first. To every single person who has been affected by the choice that I made, I am so sorry. A lot of you aren't going to forgive me, and I'm really not expecting anyone to, but I just want everyone to know that I'm going to move forward with more compassion, continue educating myself, and fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI. I'm going to...
Which one of y'all want to come on that bullshit? Y'all go ahead. I am so tired. Oh my God.
As a resident,
compassion, of faith, and liberty, and justice for all. Now I've had a revelation.
Listen, as a resident Republican in this RMU family, I'll be the one to let her know we don't give a FUCK. You decided to opt up with Donald Trump, and we're opting out of all of it. You know, we tried to tell you. We tried to tell you what's coming out of the pipeline. We tried to tell you go read Project 2025. We tried to tell you that, hey, you know, you saw the results in the first administration, so it's probably be worse in the second administration. We tried to tell you. We did. We did our best. And, you know, her and a lot of other, you know, Hispanic folk said, you know, Viva la Trump. And now they're crying because, you know, their abuelas, their moms, their dads, their brothers, their sisters, their cousins are being snatched up by, you know, literal mass men. But at this point in time, and because it's Wednesday and their kids probably watching, we don't give a F. Maybe next time you vote right, you won't have to deal with this.
I'm just gonna go ahead and make me a protein. I'm just gonna make me a protein shake. Robert, go ahead, because I can't even, you know, all that bullshit. And oh God, I'm surrounded by Republicans. I was brainwashed. Like your dumb ass can't read.
Look, Roland, as the resident Haitian on the show, I have Haitian family members in Florida who voted for Trump and are dealing with similar situations currently.
And hold up, what the hell were they thinking when he said he sent their ass back last time? He was saying Haitians were eating cats and dogs, and they dumbasses voted for him?
You ain't got to tell me. I tried to tell them, and they ain't believe these things were taking place, and now they see. But to all those individuals out there who are hearing this and who are realizing maybe he wasn't playing, who are thinking to themselves, well, maybe wouldn't be going to war with Iran by June, and maybe wouldn't have troops in the streets of major cities by the end of May, and maybe he wouldn't crash the economy in 100 days. Maybe you thought that he was joking about that. Well, now you know and you understand. And guess what? The doors of the church are open. You are welcome back. Come back home because we need you for the midterms. We gotta stop thinking about what happened in 2024 and start thinking about 2026. And all y'all people who regret your vote, it's time to come forward, tell your story, tell your testimony, encourage more people to turn out. We have to increase those numbers. Elections are about addition, not subtraction. So we have to bring those people back in. So if you realize you made a bad decision and may have accidentally voted for Hitler in 1933, you're welcome to come back, and we still have elections in 2026.
Hitler in 1933. I mean, he's right, though. We can't think about last year now at this point. It's too late. He's already in the chair. We do got to start thinking ahead, you know, in the year 2027. So, I mean, we got to, guys. I mean, we don't have no choice. You know, we got to get this out there. We got to get people to vote for midterms so we can change some stuff around, because like I said, we can't live in the past at this point. So, but this is just a prime example of people who voted for Trump, and I'm not going to stop showing this because I want people to see there are people out there that are suffering, that people that really thought in their heart, and maybe she really meant in her heart that she thought she was making the right choice. I don't see how she could, you know, especially when they're telling you they're going to deport you, especially when they're telling you that, you know, as soon as he gets in the chair, they're going to close the borders and they're going to start getting people off the street and stuff like that. So I don't know what made her feel like that this was a great decision, but now she sees it was a horrible decision. So, but But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it for tonight. And I hope y'all enjoyed my show. Also, if you enjoyed this content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you can, please hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. All right. I will be back on Thursday at 8 p.m. We're going to go deeper with this war issue. And also, we're going to get back into talking about some things going on with the DEI program. Dollar General is starting to get in trouble now. Yes, they have joined the list with Target and Walmart. So we're going to tackle to see what's going on with them and some more things that's coming up as well. Okay, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. And again, thank y'all for all the support. I will see everybody on Thursday at 8 p.m. Everybody have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.